The other day I got asked an interesting question, and that is, how do you deal with people who are basically stupid? They're just difficult, they're just being obnoxious with you, and they're being troublesome. And I got to thinking about that. Well, how do you deal with somebody like that? And I think the biggest thing is keep your cool. You know, the mindset you have is going to dominate the situation, not them. The moment they dominate the situation and dominate your mindset, then you've got a problem. So here's my suggestion. First of all, got to come from a premise that everybody means well. Okay, now maybe not the way I approach things, maybe not the way you approach things, but it's the way they've approached it, and there's some reason for that behavior. And if we can understand what that behavior problem is or whatever, then we can deal with it. So if the person's intention's good, but they're just handling it wrong, then the questions get a lot easier. It's right, okay, well, what's driving this? How do we now going to respond to it? Is there something else that's really the issue? Can we get around it? Have we got all the facts? Does this person, for instance, know something that you don't know? Often I find that people know something that you don't know, or they think you don't know, and that's why they're so desperate to make their point to you. So you let them make their point, listen, ask the right questions, and then you're left with a situation. Is this what I'm going to have to deal with? Or can I just politely say thank you and move on? Or are they part of the decision-making process, in which case I have to win them over? Because if they're not part of the decision-making process, don't get bogged down in it. Just move on. Say thank you very much and get out of the way from it. But if they are part of the decision-making process, well, then you've got to take it to the next level. Start looking at what you can do to get them to see it differently, and start asking them questions to make them think a little bit differently about the situation. So I'm going to ask you this month, what is it that you can do about yourself when dealing with these situations that stops you getting angry, getting annoyed, getting worked up, and giving them the ownership for the situation because they have basically compressed your mind with the way that they've behaved? What can you do about it? Are you taking, I used to do exercise. I used to start taking deep breaths. I used to just go off and do something else just to get away from it for a while. Whatever it takes, have you got a strategy? What is your strategy? And then practice it. If it's not quite the right strategy, tweak it until you find the right one. We're always going to have these problems. The making of us is how we deal with them. Hope this has been helpful. See you next month. Bye now.